It has been 153 days since Chris last begged for money. 587 days since Chris last uploaded pages to meet his paid obligations to the Sonichu comic. And 4,247 days since Chris last applied for a job. My name is GiBi and welcome to the Chris Chan Weekly Update. Barb, as far as we know, is not dead. Her latest activity was 3 days ago. That is of the recording of this video, which is May 15th, 2021. So we're going to do something a little different first. Instead of looking at Chris's Twitter, we're going to look at somebody else's Twitter account. By which I mean we're going to look at screenshots I took of their account because it doesn't exist anymore. Very often on this channel, when I'm reading Chris's tweets, I will scroll down in the comments and read people's reactions to his tweets. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're informative if there's parts of Chris's stuff that I don't understand. Last week, if you saw my video, you might know that there was an account named Abby who kept responding to all of Chris's tweets. I went on to Abby's account, and it was entirely full of her complaining about Chris and retweeting other people who were insulting Chris. So I spent a couple minutes talking about how that's not very helpful and how she's just wasting her time and whatever, and then I moved on. Well, after that video went up, Abby decided to DM me, and let's just say that there's more to the story than her just responding to Chris. Now, keep in mind, if I had any reason to believe that this person's name was actually Abby, and that this was actually a picture of them, I would not be showing any of their private information. Based on the fact that they have multiple sock puppet accounts, I'm going to go on a limb and say, this is not real. So this is what she said to me. If you have an issue with me, bring it to me. Don't call me out on a video. What is it hurting, GiBi? You ask what it helps? Who does it hurt? So she's just upset that I talked about her in a video, which is what I'm now doing even more. This is like my 5th account I've used to expose this pervert to real-life people who didn't know who he was. Yes, young people can actually not know who and what Chris is, far more than you think. I've gotten a few to block him, and all others now at least know the pervert that he is. What are your videos helping? How do that help anyone? Why waste your time? Clearly, Chris won't see them and be fixed. And all know who he is, as you say, so what is the point? Why waste your time? So that's in reference to me saying that she's wasting her time by responding to all of Chris's tweets. She's countering that I'm wasting my time making videos, which is not analogous. I'm making these videos for myself and for your guys' entertainment. I don't have a mission statement to change Chris, which is what she's pointing out. But again, you guys knew that. You guys understand more than she does because she's literally insane. You could, respond as you started this by putting me on blast to thousands of people. Is this the first time someone has clapped back at you for all over them in your vids? What is so scary about a woman that you can't answer me in any way? She immediately deleted her Twitter account upon sending this message. So, basically what I found out after this whole drama went down, this person, Abby, as you're going to see in a minute, really hates Helena. Helena is the comic artist that I read in almost all of my Chris Twitter videos, who draws the Pikachu comics. Abby hates her with a burning passion. And before I even mentioned her in my videos, a bunch of Helen's fans, readers, her friends, went after Abby. A couple days later, she undeleted her account and sent me this message. I give you a full day plus to reply. You didn't, so naturally I got frustrated that you can call me out to your BS fans and not take 5 seconds to explain or apologize or anything a human would do in this situation normally if we were outside the realm of Chris Chan and all things weren't overly aggressive and retarded and insane. Step back from your high horse and your Chris world and look at this from normal human eyes, not Chris-colored hate aggro glasses. Here is my peace offering, since all I ever wanted was a simple I'm sorry. If you've already seen this, that's fine. Don't yell at me because you have. I'm not trying to do anything with this, but say I'm sorry for yelling at you and show you something you may not have seen. This is a pic of Helena as she actually looks in Argentina. Not a 19-year-old male trap she tells Chris she is. Again, if you knew this, I'm sorry, not something to argue over. She's 27-ish, I think also, but if you knew that too, it's okay, just don't yell at me about it. This peace offering, this thing that she's offering to me, to say that she is sorry that I have not included here for obvious reasons, is a very revealing picture of Helena in a bikini. This person is insane. And like I said earlier, her account doesn't exist anymore. Don't know if it's because she deleted it or if because it was banned. I'm pretty sure if it's banned, it says something different, but don't quote me on that. This is one of her other sock puppet accounts, and it is also gone. See, this one says, Twitter suspends accounts which violate the Twitter rule. So this account was suspended. This account, she deleted herself. So why is this important? Why am I talking about this? Because she's a Ween, and she should be documented. This is a Ween who's just trying to attack Chris every day, and then got herself involved, if it's even a girl, got herself involved with Helena. The way I know that this is a sock puppet of her is because it posts literally the exact same stuff. It's, Christian is a pervert, Republicans are awful. She is quite literally the reverse Jacob Sockness. She hates Chris's sexuality and hates Republicans. If you take her and you take Jacob, and you were to combine them into one person, you would have the most neutral, average person who has ever existed, because all of their views completely cancel out. Anyway, I just figured I'd give you the breaking news on this new Ween who is hopefully gone forever. And now we can get to Chris. I don't know if the wide Chris-Chan community is aware of this, but the Quickie, as much as we rely on it as a very important document, is not actually upheld very well. There are very few people who are posting on there and keeping up to date with what Chris is doing. So having this kind of stuff in video form is really useful for the future, because otherwise there's going to be a huge gap where nobody was paying attention and documenting Chris. Speaking of completely unnecessary things about Chris's life that we really have no business talking about, but here we are. Mother's Day. Hi, Mom. And it's a picture of Barbara Ann Weston when she was younger. It's her yearbook picture, probably. Here we have the exact kind of person that Abby would be warning. Wearing the Sonichu one today, zapped to the extreme, looking forward to making more in the future to wear, so I promote Sonichu wherever I go. As always, thank you Chris-chan for such an amazing franchise. And it's a girl, and she's modeling off a Sonichu pixel, when you get the little beads and you iron it and it's a thing. And the comments are things like, I feel so sorry for you in advance when Chris DMs you. Chris has already fallen in love with you. And Chris, of course, retweeted this. Loving, compassionate, and kind people like you genuinely humble me. Thank you. Some random guy named Aaron tweets, age 18 to 25, the age where you can build your life or destroy it. Chris retweeted this. Curious topic, but reminds me, at 18, I had a birthday party with my good friends invited. It was lovely. Later that year of 2000, I graduated from high school with an award for my grades, but no awards for my talents and personal progress. On retrospect, the friendships and memories remain of very good and continued developmental value, despite me being naive on dating, and often being in observational mindset. Back then, I became feeling very depressed from having to leave my friends and alone. If you know about Chris, you know that he cried at his high school graduation because he didn't get an award that he thought he should get for dealing with his own autism, despite no such award ever existing. I also love the grammar of this sentence. I became feeling very depressed from having to leave my friends and alone. Positive side. After turning 18, in March, I discovered my son, the one and only Sonichu Prime, and really developed further from that. Between 18 and 25, I tried to be sociable, but I was still feeling damage from the graduation trauma and difficulties in Piedmont, Virginia Community College, the infamous sweetheart search. Back then, I was really still innately trying to find myself, but was more misfocused externally. These days, with my better comprehension of not only self-confidence, but also auras, chakras, and my psychic powers and goddess abilities, I realized between that 7-year span and up until about 2014 with my coming out, I was not attracting others, because my aura was indecisive and unfocused during the time. Not to mention that in later years, I was actually destined for better partners that I authentically love, appreciate, and care about, as they each do to me. Mewtwo, Sylvana, Rosechew, Crizel Rosechew. Oh, Sylvana Rosechew, thank God. Crizel Rosechew, and of course, our OP, compassionate, and devoted Magichan Sonichu. I also now understand how uber unique I have always been. Back in the early 2000s, I was not attracting others in my search because my aura literally shielded me and made me invisible to most and the typical. And with the toxic types finding me offline and online to torment and test me down the road, like moths to a bright light-powered flame. But also, with me having been undecided about myself back then, as well as it not being in the events of me meeting others in searching, it was certainly obvious that my intentions were being misinterpreted for solicitation. Still mad about not getting an award at graduation. Still mad about getting arrested for soliciting sex on his college campus. This stuff happened almost 20 years ago. At least I had started work on my chronicling my Sonichus and Roastchus in our sister universe of C197, as well as my Central Self counterpart from there, despite keeping details lacking and leaving plot holes, as well as going overboard talking about myself as much as I had. But come 2007, and my turning 25, I started to venture further toward my light-powered workings and interdimensional goddess responsibilities, with an information message video, similar to a gospel, but it does not stand the test of time, and I would definitely update it, personally, when I get the moment after the dimensional merge events are completed. I was about to be all excited and be like, oh my god, he's gonna make another message to the future! But no, he'll do it after the merge, which means it will literally never happen. The merge is fake. But I digress. During that 7-year mark of 18 and 25, I actually ended up doing both in going downhill as well as going uphill. But I needed all this in order to better shape myself to where I am and continue to follow my immortal path with my immortal body, working hard for me, for my loves and family, and for everyone in general. Lightning, heart, lightning. Between the ages of 18 and 25, I started a YouTube channel about Christian, and here I am. Still 25, still doing it. I don't know if this is making or breaking my life, but it's something. That's all of Chris's Twitter posts, but my phone just fell off my desk. That's all of Chris's Twitter posts, but we have one picture on Instagram that wasn't on his Twitter, and it's him and Barb. This is, again, for Mother's Day. And what are they looking at? Like, why aren't they looking at the camera? I don't understand, but whatever. This picture of Chris and Barb. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Happy May, middle of May. It's May 16th, whatever. Happy day. Don't get killed by the cicadas. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at GiBi_Devin. Make sure to subscribe for the next Chris Chan weekly update and more videos about Chris Chan in general, including an upcoming series where I'm going to read through all of Helena's comics.